This is Dr. Bev Knox, and you are listening to my psychology tutorials. Learn psychology while you sleep. Assessing student learning. What are instructional objectives and how are they used? Research supports the use of instructional or behavioral objectives, which are clear statements about what students should know and be able to do at the end of a lesson, unit, or course. These statements also specify the conditions of performance and the criteria of assessment. In lesson planning, task analysis contributes to the formulation of objectives, and background planning facilitates the development of specific objectives from general objectives in a course of study. Objectives are closely linked with assessment. Bloom's taxonomy of educational objectives classifies educational objectives from simple to complex, including knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, and evaluation. A behavior context matrix helps to ensure that objectives cover many levels. Why is evaluation important? Formal measures of student performance or learning are important feedback for students and teachers, as information for parents, as guidance for selection and certification, as data for assessing school accountability, and as incentives for increasing student effort. How is student learning evaluated? Strategies for evaluation include formative evaluation, summative evaluation, norm-referenced evaluation, in which a student's scores are compared with other students' scores, and criterion-referenced evaluation, in which students' scores are compared to a standard of mastery. Students are evaluated through tests or performances. The appropriate method of evaluation is based on the goal of evaluation. For example, if a goal of testing is to find out whether students have mastered a key concept in a lesson, a criterion-referenced formative quiz or a performance would be the most appropriate. How are tests constructed? Tests are constructed to elicit evidence of student learning in relation to the instructional objectives. Achievement tests should be constructed in keeping up with 6 principles. They should: 1. Measure clearly defined learning objectives. 2. Examine a representative sample of the learning tasks included in instruction. 3. Include the types of test items most appropriate for measuring the desired learning outcomes. 4. Fit the use that will be made of the results. 5. Be as reliable as possible and interpreted with caution. And 6. To improve learning. A table of specification helps in the planning of tests that correspond to instructional objectives. Types of tests include multiple choice, true and false, completion, matching, short essay, and problem-solving items. Each type of test items has optimal uses, along with advantages and disadvantages. What are authentic portfolio and performance assessments? Portfolio assessment and performance assessments avoid the negative aspects of pencil and paper multiple choice tests by requiring students to demonstrate their learning through work samples or direct real-world applications. Performance assessments are usually scored according to rubrics that specify an advanced type of performance expected. How are grades determined? Grading systems differ in elementary and secondary education. For example, informal assessments might be more appropriate at the elementary level, whereas letter grades become increasingly important at the secondary level. Report card grades typically average scores on tests, homework, seat work, class participation, and effort.